Morning, everybody. You're welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. And today is Thursday. I have with me Mr. Sheye Oladejo. I got that right. And he's the publicity secretary of the APC in Lagos. If nobody claps for me, I will clap for myself for being in it. But before we go on, I'd like to let you know that on Saturday at 9 o'clock, I'll be doing a tribute to Reverend Bola Oyeledun. He's going to be 70. Those who grew up with me, we call him OY. Those who grew up with me will know that he's one of the people that I love so much amongst us. So OY, there'll be a tribute to OY on Saturday. Now, for those who follow my program from way back, you will remember that when I started the discourse in the other station, he was the one who had been a member of the Pirates Confraternity, he had been a member of the Ogboni, he had been a member of some other whatever, and then finally ended up being a reverend. It was one of the classic interviews that I had then, and I'm more than glad to bring it up on Saturday. So it's going to be something quite interesting, which of course is going to be a leader to this new podcasting I'm going to start doing. So you don't want to miss Saturday, 9 o'clock. Get your popcorn ready. It's going to be nice. Mr. Ladejo is here. We'll finally be able to trap him. I can do an untoying to Sheriff because Sheriff said he's been looking for him. He's the publicity secretary of the APC. Good morning, Mr. Ladejo. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Nice to have you. Pleasantries over. What is the situation in the APC in Lagos now vis-a-vis a lot of complaints that have come out of the local government elections that took place? Now, one prominent feature that is coming up in all this has been the fact that some people tend to believe that the process was not transparent. Okay, so what you can do is, can you please lead us through the process? Was it by delegates? Was it by how did you structure this whatever to take place in the first instance? What methodology did you use?
Well, good morning once again, and thank you for having me on this program. I'm here at last.
Yeah, here at last. Yes.
Let me just say all is well with APC. What we're experiencing now is nothing unusual.
Okay,
nothing abnormal.
It will usually happen anyway. Yeah.
And democracy comes with a whole lot of freedom to associate, freedom to protest, freedom of speech, and all of that. And it's in the line of that we're having all these protests and petition and the rest of that as an aftermath of the primaries. Let me lead you through it. When LASEL released its guidelines as regards the conduct of the July 12th local government elections, our party, the APC, also followed suit by releasing our own set of guidelines. And those guidelines were largely dictated by our party's constitution.
Yeah.
I need to make this very clear for starters. When you agree to be a member of an association, a club, a party, a society, even an estate, it behoves that you submit yourself to the rules, to the set of rules, the guidelines, the constitution, guiding the membership of the association. So that means that all members of APC too are duty bound to abide by these set of guidelines and rules. And I want to say perhaps some of our members or aspirants, as it were, did not bother to familiarize themselves with those guidelines as regards the primary election. The guidelines was an admixture of consensus and indirect primaries, which I can boldly say our constitution permits as a party. Consensus to the extent that the leaders and membership of the party at the local government level, every politics is local. Interestingly, the local government election must be able to agree on their candidates, the chairmanship candidates and the councillors. And where they are not able to agree and sign off on particular candidates as flag bearers for those elections, they must go through indirect primaries. And the only way we could go through the indirect primaries according to the guidelines was to have votes cast by delegates, and these delegates were already executive members of the party at the various local government levels.
Executive
Members at the party.
So delegates themselves are not even elected.
No, delegates are elected more or less because they are already representatives of the membership of the party. The local government executives were elected as a Congress.
At a Congress.
As a Congress. So that's representative enough. And they were constant and electoral college to be delegates. And the same thing applied to ward executive to vote for councillorship aspirants for the candidates to emerge. So that was the process. So delegates were assembled at the Acme Secretariat of the party to vote for candidates of their choice. It was very transparent. They were all there, duly accredited, in the full view of everybody. And they cast their votes, and the votes were counted and announced. But it's normal when politicians don't have their way to also want to see if there could be another way they could get the ticket.
Okay, what is stopping us from having direct primaries where people vote for their candidates of their choice? Because this thing called consensus, for me, looks like an enclosed arrangement.
No, interestingly, we didn't really have that much of a consensus because only 6 local governments out of 57 were really able to come up with a consensus arrangement. Yes, all others were voted for. And let me also explain the passion. I don't want to use the desperation for APC tickets. We are a victim of our own success. Without being modest, it's almost guaranteed that if you pick our ticket, you will likely win the elections. So at
local government level, it's always been a clear on how you have done it. I honestly don't know. And I don't think you might want to tell us how that has happened. But usually have a clean sweep.
I'll tell you how we have done it. The interest of the people, the love of the people.
I'm not talking of the love. Wait, before you go into political whatever. The issue of local government elections has always been a debatable issue. But I don't want to go there because I like to deal with facts and not conjecture. But sometimes conjecture, when it becomes consistent, can almost become fact.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Well, these days that everybody is decamping. By the way, have you had some local members of the PDP and so on decamping to APC lately?
No, we haven't.
You had? Jandok decamped?
Oh, Jandok only came back home. So we don't really regard that as a defection. He was on kind of vacation.
Was he? Well, it was. Yes, and that was why what I said of him, that I felt that his presence in the APC, that he went there to destabilize things and is now back. I got insulted from that, but it's part of politics. I suspect that he's going to PDP was for a purpose that's my feeling from the APC.
No,
which is okay. Well, all tactics are, as long as they are legal. There's nothing I would do the same. So it's nothing to be.
No, from the benefit of hindsight. From the benefit of hindsight,
yes.
He gave us a good fight. Really, I'm in a position to say that. And he kept us awake and put us on our toes while he was still there. So maybe it's a good thing he had a change of mind.
Who gave you the bigger fight, himself or Gbadebo?
Oh, Gbadebo was a fluke. And
you think so?
Yeah, it was a fluke. But by the way, the fluke victory they recorded during the presidential election could not be repeated just a few days after. So it was a fluke. It was a flash in the pan.
The victory is a fluke.
Yeah,
in a state controlled by the APC.
For a victory to be real, it has to be sustainable. They could not even sustain it for a few days. They couldn't even sustain it. It couldn't be repeated.
We know the tactics now. We know about all the what do they call it now? This is Google something. What is it? Oro and all these things. We know what you had to deploy.
We are not going to condemn our tradition for the sake of politics.
No, see, life is turn by turn. One day this state will be controlled by some, and they will use that Oro against you.
I'm not likely that will happen. It's not like that will happen in this generation anyway.
You think so?
Yes, the people of Lagos are progressives.
Are you so sure that you can boast with your full chest, all other things considered, that the APC is the most popular party in Lagos?
Oh, clearly, and it's easy to prove.
How?
When the opposition alleges rigging, we are talking about an opposition that will have local government elections in 2 months and they can't even get candidates. They are struggling. They are offering their forms for free. That's the kind of opposition that gives us the run for our money. That's not realistic. They need to wake up.
How much did you sell your forms for?
Oh, it was public knowledge. I mean,
I don't know. I'm not a member.
And
I didn't want to buy a form. So
for the chairman, 5.5. For the councillors, much lesser than that. And the women had a good rebate, 50% rebate. And
but there was one woman
hundreds
complaining seriously on television. I think.
Okay.
I've forgotten her name. I think from Agege or so.
Okay.
You didn't notice that as a woman.
What was the complaint?
Well, she felt that she had been shortchanged. To put, let me say, she said Asiwaju had shortchanged her or something like that.
For asking her to buy the form?
No, that she lost again. But I don't believe.
In our party, let me also make this very clear. In our party, nobody really loses. You don't lose. You are just asked to wait for another good day. Because over time, people who lost out in one election or the other have been known to even come to bigger positions.
So, all said and done, you've set up a committee headed by Mr. Pedro. Abby?
Yes.
Mr. Pedro, has he finished his exercise?
No, he hasn't. And let me also say that the first committee, the election committee headed by Mr. Babatunde Ogala, SAN, did a wonderful job. And that could be seen from the pockets of protests that we had, which is quite minimal. I mean, if we had...
No, comparatively.
Comparatively, yes. Just about 45 petitions from the chairman in an election that we had about 500 people, barely 10%, and 59 from the councillorship aspirants when we had thousands of councillorship aspirants. I mean, that goes to show that they did a fantastic job. So the committee is still... Yes, he did very well. And you know, Ogala is an unusual combination of a legal mind and a political stalwart. So he was able to manage and avail himself of the knowledge, of experience of both sides of the divide to give the party the very best. So it's also expected. It's normal for us to have all those petitions, and they will be looked to. The Lawal committee still...
When is Mr. Pedro going to finish his assignment?
This week.
This week?
Yes, they will turn their reports.
So what are there likely to be repeats in certain areas?
I wouldn't want to preempt the outcome of that committee.
But if there's a need, have you made allowance?
If there's a need, definitely there will be redress. All those issues will be looked into, and the petitioners will not only get justice will be seen to be served.
Okay, 0201277093, and the female line is 020146571190. Mr. Sheye Ladejo, who is the publicity secretary of the APC, is in the house and will take your calls. I think I have a call there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Kodoguwana to Esquire.
Yes, sir.
Joel Gabriel calling from Lekki.
Yes.
I just want to say this to your guest, and I will allow others to call him. He said the APC does not lose. My brother, it's only God that does not lose. Every man born of a woman lose. Even the president lost in Lagos. So that's just what I want him to know. He should go and think about that. God bless you.
Well, I mean, let me protect him a bit. He's just making a political statement.
No, let me also tell you that you are allowed
to split hairs.
You are allowed to profess the positive as you may wish. So it's your choice if you wake up in the morning and profess losing. APC members who are running elections don't lose.
It's like some people, when they are not well, they say, I am strong. I am strong. Oh, yeah, let's take another one. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
How are you, sir?
Fine, quickly, let's get your comment. Time is going.
Yeah, I just want to say that as Mr. Sheye Ladejo has just said, that nobody loses in the APC. It's a statement of fact. Because it's only those of us that are in that knows exactly what he's talking about.
Tell us now. Those of you who are inside.
Inside. At Oriade here, satellite town.
Okay.
So,
thank you, sir. That's an APC member. He's giving you support. Which brings me to the question: are you taking on new members now? Could I, if I wanted to join the APC, could I pick up a form and become a member?
Yes. We're apparently taking on new members, and the party is not large enough, so we can still accommodate as many people as are willing to join the progressive trail. And
do you have some people leaving out of various circumstances?
Interestingly, no one is leaving the APC. That would be driving against the traffic, don't you think?
No, it will be walking away from a pot of soup that has Oríṣiríṣi ẹran inside it.
If you say so.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Adepayo calling from Ikoyi.
Yes, sir.
To your guest, he made mention of the fact that APC is not going to lose Lagos in this generation. Well, that is his opinion. I am putting it to him that nothing is impossible in this life.
That's also your opinion.
In this generation.
That's also your opinion, which you're entitled to.
Yes, it will happen in this generation. You will see it.
Okay, I leave the two of you to sort.
Okay, I'm sure you have just one vote, and there are a multitude of people there who always vote for APC. I wish you luck.
Okay, be careful with the kind of confidence you display. It might bounce against you. Let's pick another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy. Good morning, Mr. Shea.
Yeah. Good morning.
I was going to ask, this is a local government election, which is fantastic. My question is on the issue of Omonile. I feel I want to ask: are they official members of the society? Because they stop you and they collect money from you if you are carrying load and all those things. No tickets, no ID card, nothing. So I want to know what's your take from an APC standpoint.
Okay, let me rephrase the question so that you don't walk into a mine. He's talking about the problem of Omonile and what the party and by extension the government, if the government is worried and the party is worried about this Omonile problem, because the perception of the public is that a lot of them claim to be doing most of the things they do in the name of the party. So those are the thoughts I think that are behind the question that the gentleman asked. Is the party worried about this perception at all?
Yeah.
It's a big problem. I'm sure you recognize that.
Interestingly, the Omonile thing is not an APC thing. And our government in Lagos over time has put in place agencies, task force to really checkmate the activities of Omonile and land grabbers. And people have been convicted. Not
just land grabbers, to put it bluntly. Some people who are supposedly members of the NURTW, and you find them running all over the place collecting money from transporters and so on and so forth, and end up becoming a nuisance. The perception is that it might not be true, but the perception is that they hide under the authority of the party. Surely you must admit that when campaign time comes, they have the role to play, which might totally be out of your control. So just for us to know what is the position of the party on all this. That's what
our party is about: the rule of law, and that the rights of every Lagosian has to be respected in a very peaceful atmosphere, devoid of violence and unnecessary harm twisting. We frown at whatever activities, be it Omonile.
If you talk about harm twisting, what will you say about this sort of thing that suddenly popped up during the elections? Was that a coincidence?
No, I think that was just a mere coincidence.
And you
can't stop a scheduled traditional.
It was not scheduled. Don't use the word scheduled.
No, you can't. You need to be able to prove.
I'm not saying the APC. I'm not saying the APC did it, but don't use the word scheduled. It wasn't scheduled. It turned up after the presidential election.
I'm sure you are not in a position to tell me it wasn't scheduled. Maybe we need to invite those who are involved.
No, if it was scheduled, there are no kids here. If it was scheduled, members of the public would know that. And indeed, had it been scheduled, I would have thought that the government itself would have said, in these sensitive times, let us reschedule it. So let's go there.
So an activity that held in a community, just one community in Lagos out of
it's not one community.
How many communities?
It was about 3 or 4.
Okay, 3 or 4. How many communities do you have in this state? And that's impacted on the result of the elections?
All of us, this is a tradition. You can't run away from what is
What impact did the traditional festival have on elections? Zero. Nothing.
No, don't say zero. Don't say zero. It deterred a lot of would-be voters. Yes.
They came out to vote and they were stopped?
No, they couldn't even come out in the first place. It was intimidation.
That was their choice. They chose not to come out. And that itself should be disencouraged. I mean, people should...
let us be honest with ourselves. Such things should be avoided in future. On that note, I'll take a short break. And when we come back, I'll continue with my conversation with Mr. Oladejo.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Anything I want.
Mama, they don't dash me 20,000 naira. Woof!
My pikin, who they dash 20,000 naira for this kind time?
That they dash everybody will get smart cash account 20,000 naira.
You mean them go dash me 20,000 naira a woof too?
Yes, so mama. That they dash all old and new smart cash users 20,000 naira a woof.
Oh yeah, tell your yard people make them dial *939# or download smart cash app to open their own account. Make themselves enjoy 20k a woof. Every time when you buy airtime or pay bills with smart cash, you go chop inside your 20k. Terms and conditions they shall.
I don't see my own woof. Oh.
Smart cash powered by Airtel.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of North seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
My brother, my sister, you're still waiting for proof. Meanwhile, others are winning just like that. All John Bosco did was increase his Diamond Extra savings, and he won salary for life. Yes, so if you win salary for life, you collect 200,000 naira every single month for the next 15 years. That's life-changing, just for saving and transacting with Diamond Extra. Since 2008, Access Bank, through its Diamond Extra, has given over 6 billion naira to everyday Nigerians. You've been asking for a sign? This message is your sign. Season 17 is here, and it's bigger than ever. A lot of cash prizes and other consolation prizes to be won. No noise, just signs. Dial *901*5# or visit any Access Bank branch nearest to you now to open a Diamond Extra account with a minimum of 5,000 naira. Remember, the more multiples of 5,000 naira you save, the more you stand a chance of winning. Access, more than banking. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh, what did they happen now? No bonus for all my line. No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN better gist. Dial *123*2*1# or text BG to 312. T and C's apply.
They say truth sets you free. But in a world where news spreads fast and popular narratives shape opinions, how do you separate truth from deception? Introducing Facts or Propaganda, the show that puts the biggest social, political, and media narratives under the microscope.
More than 60% of the population is below the age of 30. A lot of them hadn't been to school.
A lot of these young people are not employable.
Every week, we critically analyze narratives shaping our country, separating facts from clever manipulation. Who benefits from these narratives? What's real and what's just propaganda?
Unfortunately, paternity fraud is not a crime in Nigeria. Our laws are silent on this issue.
Join the conversation. Be part of the investigation. Tune in. Join Babatunde Abdusalam every Monday, 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 99.3 Nigeria Info. And let's uncover the truth together. Fact or propaganda. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Don't just believe. Investigate.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development.
and the care they need with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics to help your child's digestion and development, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. And all of these work together to support your child's development and growth today and tomorrow. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
Na so I dey on my own. Na a message enter my phone. Fiam. I can't click am. Fiam. Na so my money for account go. Fiam. Hey. If to say na Airtel you dey use, them for first alert you before you click am. Airtel they identify spammers, then alert them customers with AI powered service to make sure say you no fall mugu for wuruwuru scam messages. No charges, no subscription needed. Me sef they go join Airtel. Fiam.
Airtel, a reason to imagine. For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Fan Battle 4 starts Tuesday, June 3rd through July from 7 p.m. weekdays on Nigeria Info.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria
Info. You're listening to Jimi Disu right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, you're welcome back to the Daily Digest, and I still have my good friend, Mr. Oladejo, who is the publicity secretary of the APC in Lagos. A member of the GAC, Prince Olusi, had complained publicly to the media that they had a problem of, he said directly, people wanting to impose their children, wanting to position their children to become candidates of the party. Though by irony, he has a son also who is his son the current chairman or
yes,
a past chairman?
He's current chairman.
So I don't know. I find it difficult to place it in proper perspective. But did the party ever discuss this? I'm not asking for your personal opinion. I might come to that. But did the party feel, because a member of the GAC is top enough, really. And Chief Olusi, of course, I think he's the chairman of the GAC.
He's the chairman.
So if he at that level is complaining, the party should be worried.
Okay, let me just say this. Prince Olusi is a respected leader of our party.
We know that.
And
so the party discussed it.
And like you said, he's the chairman of the GAC. But
yes.
let me just put this issue in context. If a leader also has children who are political actors, who are also known to have paid their dues and they've served the party and they play their respective roles in their locality within the party.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, in the true sense of democracy, nothing stops them from running for elective offices or seeking appointments. The only thing that could be morally wrong is when they are given undue advantage over others who are also aspiring. It is not enough to be the son of a leader and you should automatically think you will pick the speaker of the party to run for election. If we have a level playing ground for everybody and the people so choose the son of the leader to be the flag bearer, so be it.
I agree with
That's
you.
very democratic.
I agree with you totally. Now to my question.
Yes.
Did the party discuss Prince Olusi's comment?
Oh, it must have been discussed at the highest level of the party.
You're a member of the executive.
I'm a member of the executive. And
so what I'm asking,
our position,
was it discussed?
Yes, we did discuss it.
One question, one moment, Mr. Ladejo, because if you have somebody like that, General GSC, And in fact, if I remember very well, he didn't give about 4 or 5 names. If you had him expressing that kind of frustration at that level, I expect it to have been an agenda of something the party would have discussed. That look, Papa said so and so. What do we do about it? You are saying it never.
Before Baba even made that opinion, it was discussed at the level of the state working committee of the party.
How could have discussed a comment before he made it?
No, we discussed it. The state working committee, the issue itself was discussed at the level, and that position was put across to the higher level of the GSC that the coming elections, referring to local government elections, there should be level playing field for everybody, because it would not be fair to other members who permit me to say, who are sons of nobody, who are also party members and have paid their dues. They should also have the opportunity to vote and be voted for, to vie. What is wrong and totally unacceptable is for you to think is your birthright because you're automatic. Yes. So, but apart from that, if you are also politically active and people chose you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Well, at first level, really, we shouldn't find ourselves stopping a young person who, by coincidence, has his father, if he's so desired by our people. But I'm just worried that because when I saw that comment, in fact, I asked Fuad Oki here. I think I had him on Saturday. So it's not an issue that is on the front burner in the thinking of the party to present something. Because what I'm asking is that we might be faced in a crisis very soon. Should the president's son want to contest for governorship, that same issue will come up.
I don't think so. The question to ask would
you think he would? You think that he can't contest?
There's nothing stopping him from contesting. And I will explain to you. The question to ask is: has he been politically active?
Is he a member of your party?
He is a member of our party.
What ward is he?
Ikeja. He's in Ikeja.
He's in Ikeja.
Yeah. Now, let me just explain this. Has the president's son been politically active? Has he been part of the process? Has he been playing any role? Has he been...
I'm glad we have changed road. Now, the 3 questions you put down, please answer them.
Yes, he has been everywhere. He has been everywhere, motivating, contributing to the political discourse, playing a part, trying to provide succor where they have issues. What more is more political than that?
It's part of the problem, providing succor. I mean, what do you mean by providing succor?
I mean, providing assistance where they've had natural disaster and the rest of it. All these
like
things,
earthquakes and what kind of
all these things are
or tornado or what?
You know what I'm talking about. So
I don't know.
Has it been visible politically? Yes. If he has, so because he is the president's son, we should stop his aspiration. I do not agree. That is not democratic.
Nobody has said so.
So it's better we start interrogating that issue now before it comes up. I'm not sure it's going to come up, but that's my position.
I'm just saying this in the light of what Papa said, where because it seems to be a kind of recurring decimal. Basatu presented his son. I'm told that the Fashola that you have there is not Aburo's son. That is not his son. So, but we are given a few names like that. Just for us to be clear, there's nothing wrong with that.
I think
if he does present himself, are you likely to support him?
We're not there yet. When we get to the bridge, we're not to cross it. We're not even having that conversation yet. But definitely, we're going to be looking at him as a person on his own merits, not necessarily as the son of the president. No.
Well, okay. Do you think that being the president's son gives him an advantage or a disadvantage? This is an academic exercise now.
Who doesn't?
Just between us.
Who doesn't?
Do you think it's an advantage or disadvantage? If you want, let me make my own point.
Yes, right.
Let me so that I can. You know where I stand. I think it's a disadvantage because instead of people to value him for who and what he can bring to the table, people will already be prejudiced at the back of their mind that it's the president's son. The president is going to. What do you think? Is it an advantage or disadvantage?
It's a potpourri. It's a mixture.
Are you driving there? Are you?
It's a mixture. Let me explain.
You should watch us on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a mixture. It's a mixture to the extent that
yes,
it's the president's son. If the son of Mr. Jimi Disu comes to this industry...
No, my son is not in your industry.
No, if he comes to the media industry, it should be expected that it should be a chip of the whole block. And certain expectations will be made of
media.
In the media. Now, this is the way to look at it. It doesn't give him any disadvantage being the son of the president.
It gives him an advantage.
People will want to see who is this gentleman. What does he have to offer? What does he bring to the table? If all he has to offer is that he's the president's son, then we're going to have an issue. But we can see that he's making his mark as his own person. And based on that, people want to look at him and see if he could really handle the business of the state.
2017 is around the corner.
2027?
2027, sorry, is around the corner, Mr. Ladejo. So I believe that by now, discussions should also be going on in the direction of the gubernatorial.
Interestingly, we're just concentrating on governance. We're not discussing.
Don't give me any political statement now. This thing has been said for 20-something years. Everybody was a year to elections. We are concentrating on governance. 2 weeks to election. We are concentrating. Tell us that it is now.
I'm your guest now. You are the one answering the questions on my behalf. You don't want to accept my answers.
This is not an interview. This is a discussion.
We're having a discussion.
This program is not question and answer.
No, you just asked me if we're having a conversation around that. I said no. We still have the local government elections to take care of.
When you said that, we know that these are political tactics. We are always thinking of governance. You know, I'm a Shangri person.
Maybe you can tell me what you know.
How can I tell you what you know? But please, for the benefit, note that my programs are not interviews. We have a discussion in between. We banter. I set you up, you dodge. I find another way to give you an uppercut, you dodge. And at the end of the day, we go share a beer somewhere. Okay, let's take, for him to cool down, let's take some phone calls. Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay, let's take, hello? Switch off the radio, please. Switch off your radio so you don't have a feedback.
Yeah, I don't have a radio.
Oh, yeah, okay, go on now.
This is Emmanuel from Lagos.
You have to speak up. I can't hear you well.
This is Emmanuel from Lagos. Thank you for bringing in the man talking.
Yes.
But APC in Lagos, he said something. He said, okay, people didn't vote because they didn't want to vote. We were in Lagos. We saw the threat. I'm Yoruba. But I could hear these talks who are APC boys threatening people. They beat people up in Surulere during the last election.
Yeah.
Why is he trying to shy away from it? They will tell you, Igbo people you want to vote for, they don't come here. Blah, 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 blah. And you could see the threat, the violence. What is he talking about? Everywhere you have thugs in Lagos. APC is a thug and cult breeding party. What are they doing about it? Don't let them come here and speak English. Thank you, sir.
I do prefer if you speak Yoruba. Okay.
I can respond to that. Failure of security. I mean, we were also...
Excuse me, that was a failure of security.
Yes, and you can't hold APC responsible for that. We should.
Who is the government in power?
We should be talking to the respective security agencies that were supposed to protect lives and property during elections. We can't be the umpire.
A failure of security makes you believe that what he reported is right.
That does not mean that APC could be held responsible for it, because we are also participating in that process.
But you are the government in power.
Notwithstanding,
your governor was an APC.
Notwithstanding, some people.
You are the government in power, even at the center.
Our governor doesn't control the police. He doesn't control the DSS.
Buhari is a member of your party. He controlled the party at the center.
So I think we should address the security agencies to be up and doing during elections and make sure that the full force of the law is made to bear on those who disrupt the process. Our party will not accept responsibility for that.
The same APC was in government, so who do we look up to?
We look up to the Inspector General of the Police and the DG, DSS and the rest of the security agencies to make sure that everyone is protected, including the APC members.
Okay. Let's take another. We won't split hairs on that. Hello, good morning. Morning. Morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Morning.
What? My name is Dari.
Yes.
Jimmy, I think you've met your match today.
Yes.
That aside, what the earlier caller was talking about was not so much of National Union of Road Transport Workers.
Yes.
Those family or monile sort of who will sit at road junctions And then if you carry anything in a truck, they will stop you and force you to part with some money, which is sanctioned largely by APC offices around the local governments and all of that. Even in their kiosks, they build at road junctions, put APC and put their flags and all that, or they put some other, traditional names.
Yes.
So that's what the caller was talking about. Not
okay, but I'll have you know that they are like an offshoot of the NURTW because they are from those who collect from vehicles. Once those ones are full, they go to motorbikes. From motorbikes, by extension, now they go on to those who are working on foot. But we value your contribution. Thank you very much. You want to make a comment on that?
Not necessarily, but some of those reactions and comments are new to me. But I can make a promise to escalate this to the authorities. Yes.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy?
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Please go on. You have just a minute.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is, what I'm actually trying to say is that stop bringing jokers to your program.
Excuse me. Excuse me. No. Mr. Ladida, I apologize, okay?
Thank you.
That is not acceptable, and I'm going to make sure that number doesn't call into this program again. Let's have some manners, please. If you have a criticism or critique to make, please go ahead, but no foul language will be accepted. One more time, I do apologize for that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Uncle Jimmy. Good morning.
Morning.
This is Shade from Ijegun.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to beg APC. Anytime there is election, they should ensure a fair playing ground for all parties concerned.
Yes.
As the previous callers have said, here in Ijegun, the NURTW, during that election, they came in about 10 buses. And all of a sudden, they started beating people and telling them that if you are not voting APC, go away from here. And majority left. Some people still waited. And can you imagine that they were sprinkling petrol on them? What is left? Just to now, what's it called? Strike a matches and burn them alive, which is very violent. Our election should not be violent. Let us have a fair playing ground anytime there's election. Please, APC, you have to look into it. Thank you.
Any comment?
Well, it's unfortunate that you are reporting this kind of situation, but most of the time, these situations are largely exaggerated. And when they happen, I think the law enforcement agencies should really do the needful. No one should be intimidated. But I can tell you that with the advent of social media, all these situations are largely exaggerated.
I don't think so. It is my view that it does happen. Maybe you would say that the party as a policy doesn't encourage it.
No, we don't.
Maybe you do have members, you might say you do have members who might be overzealous. But I don't think I would wave it off because I was here. I was here as early as 5 o'clock on that day. He ran away. He ran under the duvet in Ibadan. He ran. And the reports we were getting, I don't think that they were exaggerated. Rather, I don't think that the APC could have had a meeting to say do this and do that. Maybe you do have some members who are overzealous and you want to give them better guidelines in future. Let's take another one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, madam.
Yeah, my name is Jerry. I'm calling from Etiosa here.
Yes.
Precisely. And what about what your case said? That let me remind him. Last election for local government election, I went to a polling unit to go and vote. The guys that stood there, they asked me, "Who will I vote for?"
Yes.
I told them, "You have no right to ask me whom I want to vote for. I want to vote to a candidate of my choice." Those guys chased me away out of that place. Except I vote for APC.
Okay.
Is that how election goes?
Thank you, madam. The point has been made. I think do you want to respond? But it's still the same thing.
It's still the same thing. But I'm glad she stood her ground. I mean,
yes.
Democracy is about freedom of choice, and you can't be compelled to vote for whoever you don't want to.
You don't want to. Okay, let's pick a. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful Dogbolu.
Okay, please go on quickly.
You see, this APC, I like them so much.
I'm glad.
Even ANPP and the other ones, I like them. But the APC, it be like saying Nigerian Union of Road and Transport, and I don't get the party. And because anything what they want to do for Lagos, mostly, now they are motor than they use. And then they are good than they use. So if they can assure me that those my brother will live for Lagos can vote freely without intimidation, then I will vote for them.
Okay, thank you very much. Sir. Thank you. We're running out of time. A quick comment from you before we go.
Well, not just those his brothers that live in Lagos. Every Lagosian that is duly registered to vote will be able to vote freely and will be protected by governments and security forces.
Well, we will quote you when the time comes.
Yes, please.
Okay. We'd like to thank you very much. I'd like to use this opportunity to place on record the fact that there's been some level of improvement that I have discerned, because I'm one of the greatest critics. And when things begin to pick up, I think it behoves on me to mention it also. But I think that you need to work on people's perception of the party. And I think the party also needs to manage much, much better its internal processes, because it appears as if some members of the party might be attempting to hold it by the jugular, which is part of human endeavor. But if the party is resolute, they should be able to overcome that and have a more level playing field for the party to thrive. That is the comments of an outsider.
Okay, may I respond to that briefly?
Very well, yes, we can respond to it.
As a party, we know what the issues are, and which is quite normal in any organization that has so many people as members. And you're not going to find any member of APC that is not having one ambition or the other. And some could really get very desperate to realize those ambitions. But you can only realize those ambitions within the confines of the rules and regulations of the party. We continue to improve on our internal process. We continue to ensure that internal mechanism for resolving conflict and crisis is activated and able to deliver as it may be. It also behoves on me on this program to say that our governor continues to do well, especially consolidating on this second term.
He does well if he does well.
Yes.
It's not that we will say he does well. If he does well, which we have admitted,
yes,
we'll say he does well.
Thank you very much.
We have to.
I needed to emphasize. And our local government chairmen are also doing well. It's only in Lagos that you have local government chairmen who are providing estate buildings for their residents, hospitals, and the rest of them, and the social interventions who cannot be dismissed. And that's the reason why APC will continue to win the state.
One question I'd have loved to ask, though, unfortunately we don't have time, is if the shake that you got in the last election has propelled you to put up a better performance. But I will ask you when you come again.
I just told you that was a fluke.
You will be here again.
That was a fluke. It's not sustainable.
Okay, all right. That's where we'll end it for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so exciting having you here. Like somebody said, I've seen somebody who's giving me a run for my money. That's where we'll end it up for today. Tomorrow I'm going to be back. We are going to have Dr. Ejike, and he's going to talk about corporate comms in the public and private sector, the responsibility of corporate comms. Thank you very much one more time. And please remember, on Saturday, we are going to be doing a tribute to a good old friend of mine, Bola Oyeledun. See you tomorrow. Bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.